Back here in Accra, in Parliament's Appointments Committee has decided to recommend Andrew Egyapa Mercer for approval as Deputy Energy Minister after it deferred a decision on that yesterday. Minority MPs had expressed concerns Mr. Mercer's insistence that the PDS ECG deal was not abrogated on fraudulent grounds contrary to the position of the Energy Ministry is untenable. They also raised concerns Mr. Mercer's role as Director of TG Solutions, which as part of the PDS consortium amounts to conflict of interest because he did not declare his interest when Parliament approved the deal. Following further deliberations and consultations, minority MPs on the committee have withdrawn their concerns and backed his approval. Boko Central MPs Mahama Yarega says the minority has decided they are not weightier issues enough to withhold him from taking up the position.
Just concluded deliberations, and I think that the issues that we in the minority had issues with him because a company in which he is a director and secretary happens to be a partner in the what's it called, PDS, firm. So when we're debating the issue in Parliament, I was not there, but we were told, and he didn't deny it, that he argued in favor of the passage of the contract without indicating that he is a director in one of the companies that was a partner in the PDS company. So our position as a minority was that that's a clear case of conflict of interest, which he ought to have disclosed, which he did not disclose. So that was what we were holding him on. But then we went and then we had some further deliberations. Those of us who are lawyers looked at Article 104, Clause 5 of the Constitution, which I think is the operating clause that deals with this matter. And what that clause says is that a person who is a partner in a firm which is entering into a contract with the state, and that contract is a subject of consideration by Parliament, must declare his status and must not take part in the voting. Okay? Must not take part in the voting. Now, we came to a conclusion as a minority that he is a director. He is not a shareholder. Is that okay? He is a secretary. He is not a shareholder. But we still felt that he should have disclosed that interest. But then we also came to a conclusion that we in the minority walked out. We were not there when the voting took place.
Mr. Yarega says the Appointments Committee is not the appropriate forum to resolve the issue of conflict of interest.
So on the basis of those technicalities, some of the issues, some of the people who were holding issues with his approval came to a conclusion that the proper forum to raise this issue is Privileges Committee. Is that okay? Not at Appointments Committee. It's Privileges Committee, so that the Speaker can refer it to the Privileges Committee. I mean, proper forum to raise it is on the floor of the House, so that the matter is referred to Privileges Committee to be investigated. And if it is established by Privileges Committee that indeed there was a breach of Clause 104(5), then you can now apply the conclusions of the Privileges Committee at the Appointments Committee. I hope you see how technical the whole process is.